it's me again, Mason-Nguyen, and I'm going to do another cooking video. This video is going to be about making Vietnamese style egg rolls. And how do you make an egg roll, you say? I can almost hear the peanut gallery saying you push it. No, you don't push it. This is a different kind of egg roll. This is Vietnamese style egg roll. And so I'm going to show you how I make mine. If you look up Vietnamese egg rolls online and recipes, you're going to see every recipe is going to be different. So there's no right or wrong, obviously, and I'm by no means trying to represent myself as knowing anything about Vietnamese cuisine necessarily, or culture or anything. So this is just something my family enjoys. I bring it to parties sometimes, people like it. And so I'm going to show you how I make it. Okay, enough said about that. So, real quick about egg rolls. Egg rolls are different in different cultures. Makes sense, right? Chinese egg rolls tend to use more cabbage and thicker rolls. What I'm making is Vietnamese style egg rolls, which is like a spring roll. It's very crispy and has different kinds of ingredients in it. And it's my favorite kind of egg roll to make. So, and I enjoy it at restaurants, and that's why I try to teach myself how to make them at home so I could enjoy them at home. So, I made up some ahead of time so we can make this go quicker, but I'm going to show you real quick the ingredients and how I put them together. Okay, so egg rolls typically have pork in them, ground pork. My family likes shrimp as well, so I do pork and shrimp together. So it's really up to you how porky or shrimpy you make it. Obviously, ground pork is less expensive than shrimp. But anyway, this is what I'm going to put in there is pork and shrimp. So I'm just going to put it in a bowl. This is raw shrimp and obviously raw pork. It's going to cook in the fryer when it fries up. Okay. And then the next thing I put in there, and there's no particular order, but I put in black mushrooms. Black mushrooms are not the same as portobello mushrooms or other kind of mushrooms. You can get them in all sorts of brands, but that's where I got it from the Asian store. And see how it's all dried and little? A little goes a long way. Just a couple of them after what you have to do is you have to soak them in warm water to get them to flourish. And so you have to do that first, and it just takes about 5 minutes for them to soak in warm water, and they get really big. And then you dice them really fine so that you can put them in the ingredients. Okay, understand? Black mushrooms soaked in warm water. Little goes a long way. Put those in. Mushrooms are great. This is very typical Vietnamese style egg rolls. A lot of them have that mushroom in them. And they're great in stir fries too, and other things that you can use them for. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some green onion that I chopped up. Okay. So we got some onion in there. And not just green onion, but also yellow onion. Okay. More onion. Very oniony. You decide how much onion flavor you want, but I like it with onions, so I put in both of those. Okay, then I put shredded carrots that I've really diced up fine. Okay, just regular carrots, there we go. This egg roll has a lot of ingredients in it, and when you get set to make these, I suggest, like a lot of people, you make them in volume. They freeze really well, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm making probably 60 of them, and just a few I'll fry up tonight, but the rest are for like the holidays and after. A lot of people use it as a special occasion type of appetizer or side dish, and that's what I do. I usually just make it around the holidays or a birthday or something special. And if I make up a bunch at a time, then if we're in the mood for them weeks later, I can just pop them out of the freezer, put them in the fryer. They fry right out of the freezer, and they're just as great as the first day. Really good. Okay, and I always tell people, have a nice beverage by you because this takes a long time. I've done the pre-work, but normally this takes a long time to make, but it's so worth it. Okay, the next thing I put in my Vietnamese style egg rolls are a couple of different root style vegetables called jicama. And jicama, a lot of people call that like Mexican potato. It's kind of starchy, gives it a nice crunch. That's the jicama. And then the other thing I put in there is something called taro, T-A-R-O. It's a gnarly looking root vegetable, but it's real tasty. It gives it kind of a nutty flavor. Taro is something that's used in a lot of Southeast Asian cultures, Hawaiian. I think poi is made out of taro. And both of those vegetables have a lot of vitamins and nutrients in them. And that is a big reason why I put them in my egg roll. You can make an egg roll with just 3 or 4 basic ingredients, but I don't. I like to pack it full of nutrients and flavor, and so I go to the extra length of tracking down jicama and taro, dicing it up and putting it in there. And if you can find it at the grocery store you normally go to, fine. I usually have to get it at like Price Cutter or the Asian market. Walmart Marketplace or Walmart typically doesn't have it. Okay, and then the next thing that is very indicative of Vietnamese style egg rolls are the cellophane noodles. Very thin noodles, right there. They originally will look like that. Get them in a package, and there's many different, brands that have it. It's like a vermicelli. And what you do is you get some of those noodles and you boil them. You put them in boiling water for about 30 seconds to a minute so that they get nice and soft, and you rinse them off. And then, I might have made too much, but then you take your kitchen shears, your sanitized cooking shears. Every Asian household has these to cut things. They cut vegetables and things. I use them to cut my noodles. And you cut them up, okay? So the egg rolls have them in there, but they're not too bulky or too long, obviously. So there's not cabbage in this egg roll. There's noodles. Okay. There's that in there. Okay. And then finally, so that the egg roll has flavor, because I've played with it in the past and been told, oh wait, first let me put an egg. I crack an egg in mine. This helps to bind everything. There we go. Put an egg in there. Can't go wrong with an egg. Okay, so I've been told in the past by my food critic husband that sometimes it doesn't have enough flavor, that the flavor's all in the dipping sauce. So I need to put more flavor in my egg roll. So I am going to put salt and pepper, and I'm going to put a little bit of fish sauce for flavor, which you can get at the Asian market or at the regular market. I would say about maybe a teaspoon, just enough for some flavor. Put that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic, a little bit of chopped garlic. This is entirely up to you, about a teaspoon of garlic. Whether you put these in there or not. But again, I'm trying to please my husband, who wants it to have more spices and flavor. So I'm going to accommodate that. Let's put some black pepper in there. Maybe a teaspoon of salt. Hopefully that will make him happy. And then you see how it is there? And then what you do is you mix it and mix it and mix it. And you mix it a while because you really want things to be evenly distributed, okay? So you mix it a while, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're done. After you mixed it a while, and you put it in a pan, like this cookie sheet with parchment paper so it doesn't stick, flatten it out, and that's how I do it anyway, so that I can start to make my egg rolls, okay? So that's what it looks like when you're done. That's good. That's the guts. That's the guts of the egg roll. That's how the sausage is made. So anyway, so now I'm going to, the camera's shaking. It's just because the cameraman is shaking with laughter right now. Okay, so spring rolls. The cool thing about spring rolls is they're very thin. Make sure I don't get any of my hairs in it. That's why my hair pulled up. Okay, spring rolls are very thin. Again, we want them crispy. And so you take your damp, clean towel and you put that back over it so it doesn't dry out, okay? You don't want your wrappers to dry out. So I'm going to take my square. I'm going to fold a corner here. This is just how I roll them. You can play with it. Boy, I sure have. And figure out what works best for you. I'm trying to make mine kind of nice and slender. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of egg roll guts filling that we hope is evenly distributed. So you see pork in there, you see shrimp, there's a little bit of noodles, taro, jicama, everything, you know, that's in there. And of course the egg is binding it. Okay, so that's on there. So I'm gonna tightly wrap it like that. See how I've wrapped that? And then I'm gonna fold it over, kind of make like an envelope. I'm going to press down my filling a little bit to lengthen it. Okay, there's that. Then I'm going to tightly wrap it. See how that is? Now I'm getting toward the end, so I'm going to take what's called an egg wash, which is like a glue. I'm going to do it on that side, roll, roll, and then I'm going to do it on that side to glue it down. See that? Not perfect by any means, but I don't strive for perfection. Maybe that's why I'm so happy. Okay, so here's another wrapper. I'll do one more. You gotta gently pull it. Make sure you get that towel over there to keep it nice and moist, because those suckers will dry out soon. I'm gonna put my oil on, my oil is getting ready to put a couple egg rolls in so I can show you. Okay, this is going well. I'm having fun, are you? Who likes egg rolls? Oh my gosh, we love egg rolls. Okay, nothing like a good egg roll. Let's get a tablespoon of filling. Put that on there. You can see it's a mixture of everything because I really mixed that first batch up good. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to fold the sides over. Wrap it a couple more times. Get my egg wash ready. All right, glue that sucker down. You want to glue that flap down. Okay, so let's take a couple of these over there. I think my oil's hot enough. Yep. And if you've got a fryer, that's great. I'm in between fryers, so I'm just using a pan. Okay, and while that's frying, I'm going to show you something else real quick. This is a dipping sauce that is very common in Vietnam called Nuoc Chum. And again, probably everybody makes their Nuoc Chum different. I'm going to eyeball it here, but I'm going to give you approximations. I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. That might be too much. A little goes a long way, but I'm going to make a big bowl because this stuff's... Okay, so you got your fish sauce, and then I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of sugar. heaping tablespoons. All right. Then I'm going to put some warm water to dissolve the sugar. I just hope I'm not making anybody who makes Vietnamese food traditionally knows what they're doing cringe, but this is how I do it. Okay, so I put some water, hot or warm water, to dissolve the sugar. I'm going to stir it up. This is a real simple sauce, but it's, I know, I put a lot of fish sauce, so I got to put a lot of water. You can look up the recipe online, so don't necessarily take my word for it, but, and then we'll put some red pepper, not too much because we don't want it to be too spicy. There we go. I'm going to put some lime. That lime didn't have a lot of juice. Darn lime. Good thing I had a lot of lime. Jeez Louise. Okay. So we're putting that in there. So we got fish sauce, we got sugar, we got water, we got lime. Okay, we'll leave it at that. And a little bit of garlic. My husband doesn't like it very garlicky, so I'm not going to put too much in. Otherwise, he's burping this stuff up forever if I put too much garlic in. Does this look familiar? Does this look like some of the restaurants you've been to? And then I put a little bit of carrot in mine for color, just because I like to. Plus, it doesn't hurt if you get a little more carrot in your sauce. Nook chum. It's like, that means wet dipping sauce, I think. And then I kind of do a little taste test because I know what it should taste like. I don't want it to be too sour, but then I want to still taste the tartness with the sweetness, so that's perfect. Wow, that's really good. Nice salty type of dipping sauce. Okay, and then we got some nice egg rolls going here. Look at this. We're almost done already. Of course that's my fault because I had water. I had water on my hands and it dripped in the oil, so that's me. But what I was going to say is you want to make sure you fry it good because it does, have the raw shrimp and pork in it, so you want to make sure that it gets cooked properly, that everything's brown on both sides. Don't those look good? Oh my gosh. So let's get some nook chum. Let me grab a little dipping bowl here. And we'll show what the finished product looks like. Okay. Turn that down there. Now you don't want to pile egg rolls on top of each other because you don't want them to get soggy. So I kind of do them vertical like that and let them drain before I, serve them on a platter. And then, watch your hand there. And then the ones I'm going to freeze, I'm going to use a couple pans like this. And I'll put them on parchment paper. And then I'll layer another parchment paper on top of that so they don't stick together. But I've seen some people just freeze them in bags. But I kind of feel like in bags, like they might stick together and then it might be hard to get them apart when you're ready to fry them. So I kind of just lay them all out. All right. And there. And you can serve them any way you want. I just happen to put mine on some romaine lettuce, and you can wrap them up. Some people will wrap them up and eat them like that. I think I know somebody behind the camera that'll be doing that in a few minutes. And then you can certainly dip it in the sauce, give it a little extra flavor. And that is my Vietnamese style egg rolls. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you learned something and that you just kind of dive in there and try them yourself. So thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Have a good day.